World's leading referees in recent times, Craig Joubert of South Africa. So it's a trophy quarter-final between Wales in the red, and in the blue and red it's Russia. And I'm Keith Quinn, and with me is Rob Vickerman, the former England Sevens captain, and bringing it up first for the Russians is Ostrushko, the captain.
Swinging around the rack.
And we can hear the voice of the referee for this one, Craig Joubert of South Africa.
Just hang on, time off.
We're going to hear from this assistant referee here.
Neckrol by red 11. So Neckrol, he moved him by the head, did he? So we're talking yellow card. 11 red. Thanks.
So 11 red is the call. James Benjamin is going to be sent to the Sinbin, I think.
The report is a Neckrol's yellow card.
So let's look at this,
Are you
Rob.
convinced 11
Yeah,
was
it's
the
quite
one
clear
that
there wasn't a contact around the neck. Actually was on red 11. That's what the players are arguing. It was the Russian supporting player in this situation we hear. Is it
Okay, thank you.
Gostinov? Yeah, he rolls him.
10.
So a bit of confusion there. Now they still might
So
be
the
confused.
Neckrol
Did I
moving
hear
the
him
player
say
by
that
the
they're
head is the
looking
yellow
for at number 10? And didn't we see number 11 in the Russian team making the roll?
It was on number 11, so there it was Gostiev. He did the neck roll. Very dangerous play. You've got to be careful of that in the rooks.
Okay. So number 10, and number 10 is in the bin. And this could be a try for Ethan Davis. Goodness me. That one came out of the blue, but it's a try for the Reds.
Well, what a score. It's called a pickpocket, this. Treyon spotting there was no sweep, but lots of space in behind. And as the Russian player trots back, tries to collect it, it's taken out of his grasp.
Thank you, Struve.
Like a little thief there, Ethan Davis. Brilliant work. He's really grown in reputation. He's now also challenging Tom Mitchell for most points on the series. Such has been his consistency throughout this year.
And in physical stature there, and with the goal-kicking abilities added in, Ethan Davis here is very like Mitchell from the England team. And you can see there the comparison. Mitchell just ahead in the series points scored this year.
Almost.
And with Tom Mitchell not playing this weekend, there's a real opportunity. Whilst he's obviously more concerned about the team trying to progress in the Cup, Ethan Davis staking a claim for himself as one of the younger players to really impress this year on the series.
The Russians might be feeling slightly aggrieved here. The assistant referee has called the last touch from a Russian player. So here's Luke Johan to make the line-out throw in. So they bobbled for the ball. Now not going back 10 metres. No, they're going back for the penalty from the right mark.
You have to know line-out penalty's got to be in 15.
In 15 metres is the need for the penalty to be taken.
And they know they've got one play still, one phase of rugby until the Russian player comes back on from the Sinbin.
So advantage for Wales here, and here's the dangerous Trahan. But not a good pass. It was kind of like high speed there, wasn't it, from Jared Rosser.
Yeah, Rosser not executing well enough here. You can see there, just snaps his hands slightly. If he finishes hands, throw the hands through the ball. There's only one direction the ball's going to go in, but he was a little bit quick there in trying to whip the arms across. And when you've got a player such as Morgan outside you, you need to make sure the ball is exactly where it needs to be. And if he gets it, he will fly.
Okay, down they go. Russia in defence. Dmitry Sukhin clears it out. The Russians try to take it out of their own red zone. Running with the ball now is Sozanov. Now he's had some good form along the way in the tournament. Trahan went at him full bore, but he got cast aside. Now here they come again. Babayev, number 9, and through comes Lazarenko. claiming the ball there is James Benjamin, and looking in from the left is Sam Cross.
Great reaction play there. When the ball's on the floor, you get a split second. You call those 50-50s in the game of rugby. If you get an opportunity to dive on that ball and claim it back for your side, you have turned over the ball. It's really significant. A big moment for those forwards. It's like the big offload or the big hit. Those moments really define players.
So he's a lively, ebullient player, is Ethan Davis, and he's kicked for position for the second part of the penalty. It's their own throw in from Trahan, and up goes Cross, and they peel the ball and run to the middle of the field. Owen Jenkins passed off to Rosser. There's Trahan down there midfield, 15 metres out.
Arriving play on the ball.
Ostroushko showed his capabilities in defence there. Such a hard man to move.
Davidov. Nice run here coming in from Ilya Babayev. And the
Backward.
Russian player, the ball went straight back, but now Wales have it. Rosser. Luke Morgan. Into a lineup coming to the right. Trahan. Hard run from Cross. Ethan Davis marshalling the centre of the field nicely. Benjamin looks a good strong prospect in running. Luke Morgan again, here's that lineup running left across to right. Cross picked up nicely on the half volley. It's a bit untidy there, off the foot, played off the foot again.
Cross forward scrum.
Frustrating times there. Jenkins letting it out on the ball, which is a risk in this game. We know how these penalties can be given away, but just no real ability to break the line there. You see Cross taking it into Ostroushko, and he just makes a bit of a mess about it. One situation there where the ball's on the floor, we saw previously who dives on it the quickest, but clearly frustrating time for Jenkins there. We've seen moments of this Russian team really showing they have capabilities, and that man there often leads the charge. It's a team game, Sevens, but if your 6 players try and get that man the ball, then there's a chance that they're going to win, but the combinations haven't quite been flowing well enough.
Vladimir Ostroushko, 30 years of age, and now with the ball is Dmitry Sukin.
Off the foot, play on.
Full touring core team, the Russians, but they're down the bottom of the table, and there's the push through across the grass tops, and it is landed in the hands of Luke Morgan. This guy can run, this guy can go, and he hands it off beautifully to his captain, Cross. Touch the hand of Ethan Davis.
Real stop-start game this so far, Keith. Those line breaks are coming thick and fast, but there's just no real follow-through. The fatigue kicking in. It's a tough game to get up for. They've been up for 2 or 3 hours now preparing for it. The pool session, the psychology playing a big part, and it's those little moments. We see Ostroushko trying to kick in tactic to mix things up a bit. He's better off just carrying. Such is his force when he does run with the ball.
Set.
Gostuzhev is number 10 there outside the 22. He's taken it to this possession.
Following on, I thought clear release.
Now the referee might have some strong, he's reversed his decision there for the push away. Nice, Ostroushko just tipped over. Midfield, here's Russia in their first position of advantage as they charge down towards the 22, and they swing into the red zone. Came off the arm, and now a counter-attack will begin. Benjamin for the Welsh, and that's a wild one, goes bouncing down to Cross. He doesn't mind the tough and rumble of any game situation.
Give 10, please.
We mentioned how hard it is physically for this first game, Keith. We're now 1 minute 30 into the extra time of the first half.
And that's probably why they've kicked it away for the relief of half-time. A tough physical contest between Wales and Russia, just one try in it, and Wales lead by 7-0.
It doesn't have to be. If they're decisive, they win this game easily.
Second half begins in this trophy quarter-final between Wales and Russia. Wales lead by one converted try. Kick-off coming from Dimitri Sukin, and his opposite number in the scrum half role is Luke Trahan, number 1 with the ball. And there's one of the big personalities of the game, Sam Cross. Remember the Olympic Games, playing for Great Britain. A silver medal for him.
Crouch.
A fine player.
Bind. Set.
And he's in the front row and working hard for Wales here, but Russia have their percentage and a good wraparound. Might create space out here on the right. Ostrushko. They have to watch him. And Zosnov goes over the sideline. Here is Babayev. Nicely cleared away by Sukin. This is kind of play we saw from the Russians last week, and they've done it again here today at last. German Davidov, who's a determined runner down the left side, gets them on the board.
Well, it looks like the G worked at half-time, didn't it? So one charge on the right-hand side from Ostrushko. Ball gets shifted across to this man. And Davidov doing what he's done all season, taking on Sam Cross. And not many do win that battle, but he comes out on top. Feeling as big as his hair, no doubt.
My word, it's a big hairdo, isn't it? And here comes the conversion attempt from Gostusiez. Now, Davidov, correct me, was the player of the final, I think, or player of the Dream Team, one of the tournaments this year. Might have been down in Sydney, where he played very well. And the kickers are astray, 7-5.
He did. He's one of these talismanic players. He carries the ball well, he offloads, and he puts in some hits, so he's always there or thereabouts.
Back by red.
So now the Welsh. A tough draw yesterday. They had to play USA, they had to play New Zealand. They lost those ones rather heavily, and then they beat the Scots. And there's Cross waiting to roll that arm, and he's got it free to Trahan, and that was very clever by the captain to the former captain, and Luke Trahan is in.
You look to players in certain teams to really spark things. We've seen it in the Russians from Davidov and Ostrushko, and this is the Welsh equivalent. Get the ball wide, Sam Cross taking people on, beats 2 men, gets the hand perfectly placed on the chest, and as he rolls around the contact, Luke Trahan follows the ball so well in any game this man ever plays. Such a wonderful support player. And when you combine these 2 players, good things happen. We see here tackle made, keeps the ball alive, offload off the floor.
It only lasts a split second when you look at it back, but during the course of the running of that try, he held the player off with his left hand. He had the ball waiting in his other hand to roll to the assistant player, and eventually, a matter of seconds later, it unfolded just exactly like that, and Trahan was able to benefit.
And that's a huge skill set in itself. If teams spend a long time working on that transition of ball from left to right hand at pace to free up those offloads.
So here's the son of a former international. Billy McBride is into the game. His father, Robin, is remembered as a craggy front rower for Wales, and still involved with the national team as the coach. Not a great start there by Billy. His boy Billy. So Russia now a 7-pointer could bring them into tying the game up. They've got the ability to do it. They take it to the right again. Well, they swing it across towards Davidov. Well, won't be Davidov because he's there, isn't he? Down the bottom of your picture, but it's still, in principle, going the same direction. And here is their best runner. And he's showing us why. But Great defence by Trahan. So he's top of the table at both ends of the field in the last couple of minutes. Luke Trahan, great defence.
And he's just summarised there in 30 seconds why the sweeper play is so important in the game of sevens. Not only supporting in attack to get his try, but this is a wonderful, wonderful tackle. He's one of the hardest men in world rugby to tackle, and any kids out there watching, uses momentum, hits in the midriff, slides down, ties up the legs. Perfect tackle as he fells one massive tree.
Davidov, he can... Ostrushko, one of the really great runners in the game. Brought down by Trahan and a stylish kick. Here's one that's cleared up to halfway, and the Russian team are going to try it by another method. Here's the man that got the first try, and there's Trahan on the tackle, but it got confusing, and Davidov has got two, and lets them know.
What a massive score for a massive bloke. German Davidov getting all the applause from his team, and rightly so, just carrying the Welsh almost on his back. Lovely change of direction. Anytime you change direction at pace, you're going to beat defenders, but this shows tenacity. 3 players around. Luke Trahan showing how good he is as a sweeper previously. Got swept away there by Davidov. Big moment.
It is a big moment right here to tie it up and send us into sudden death extra time. Kick has gone over. It's 12 all, but hold on, hold the phone. It's not over yet.
Still got a minute now, big minute. Russia not known for absolute clean catches on restarts, but one thing they're very good at is mixing it up. They're going to send men straight down the middle and see if they can get the ball.
Babiev kicks off. Well, first job is well done by Ben Roach, who's come onto the field. They've got possession. Now they run it forward by hand. Flying out to the right, a beautiful, a glorious run by Luke Morgan. They got it to the right man to give them the lead. Still seconds to go, but round goes Luke Morgan. His first run in the game, really, and he puts them in the lead again.
Well, they've waited 13.5 minutes to say this man's name, and now get a chance to in a very, very decisive moment. 80 tries, and there's no surprise. He gets it early. It's all he wants. Doesn't even need to change the ball. He backs himself against Ostrushko. This man runs so quick, and did do last week. He's ripped the toe, absolutely all the skin off his toe. He's been in hospital getting antibiotics, but it doesn't matter for him. Cometh the hour, cometh the moment. What a score for Morgan.
And the kick has gone over. The whistle has also gone for the end of the game. So 1 minute it was heading for golden point extra time. The next minute, Wales beat Russia by 19 points to 12.